What is major depressive disorder and mindset? Introduction. Understanding the darkness and its prevalence. It starts as sadness, then I feel myself shutting down, becoming less capable of coping. Eventually, I just feel numb and empty. These words, echoed by someone living with depression, capture the heavy emptiness that major depressive disorder, MDD, can bring. If you or someone you know feels this way, you're far from alone. Depression isn't a rare glitch in the human experience, it's common and impactful. In fact, roughly 5 in 100 adults in the UK experience depression each year, and around 15 in 100 people will face it at some point in their lifetime. It can affect anyone, at any age or background. The important thing to remember is that depression is not a personal weakness or just feeling sad. It's a real health condition that can improve with understanding and proper support. Even art has tried to capture the experience of depression. For example, Vincent van Gogh's Sorrowing Old Man at Eternity's Gate, 1890, vividly portrays despair, an elderly man burying his face in his hands. This timeless image reminds us that profound sadness and hopelessness have long been part of the human condition. Today, we have the advantage of clinical knowledge and treatments to address this condition. In this video, we'll explore what major depressive disorder truly is, how it's understood in clinical and UK contexts like the NHS and NICE guidelines, and how one's mindset, our patterns of thoughts and beliefs, can interact with depression. Importantly, we'll also discuss evidence-based ways to find help and hope. So, let us shed some light on the darkness of depression and see how mindset and treatment can make a difference. What is major depressive disorder? Clinical depression. Major depressive disorder, MDD, often just called depression or clinical depression, is a diagnosable mental health condition, not just a passing blue mood. In clinical terms, what we commonly call depression is sometimes labeled major depressive disorder. By definition, it involves a persistent low mood or loss of interest in life's pleasures, lasting at least 2 weeks continuously. Along with a range of other possible symptoms, these symptoms are intense enough to interfere with one's daily functioning, affecting work, studies, relationships, and overall quality of life. It's more than feeling sad for a day or two. Depression is pervasive and enduring. Doctors and psychologists diagnose MDD based on a person's symptoms and history. There's no simple blood test or scan for it. They look for clusters of symptoms that have persisted most of the day, nearly every day. For a minimum of 2 weeks, it's important to distinguish depression from normal grief or short-term sadness. For example, feeling down for a few days is a common part of life. But with depression, the low mood sticks around and pervades almost everything, often without a specific trigger, or long after a trigger has passed. Depression can vary in severity. You might hear professionals describe someone's depression as mild, moderate, or severe. In the UK, the National Institute for Health and Care Excellence, NICE, suggests categorizing adult depression as less severe, which includes mild forms versus more severe, moderate to severe, to guide treatment choices in milder cases. A person might function day-to-day but feel life is joyless or overwhelming. In severe cases, depression can be completely debilitating. A small proportion of people with very severe depression may even experience psychotic symptoms like delusions or hallucinations. This is called psychotic depression, and it's relatively rare but serious. For most people, depression lies somewhere on a spectrum of severity, and it can change over time if untreated. A mild episode can worsen, or a severe episode can improve, which is why early recognition and support are key. Signs and symptoms of MDD. The symptoms of depression can be complex, involving changes in emotions, thinking, behavior, and physical well-being. Not everyone with depression has the exact same symptoms, but there are common patterns. If you're depressed, you may emotional symptoms, feel persistently low, sad, or empty, often accompanied by deep hopelessness or helplessness. You might have low self-esteem, excessive guilt, or a sense of worthlessness. For example, blaming yourself for things that aren't your fault. People with depression often describe a cloud of bleakness or numbness that they just can't shake. Loss of interest or pleasure. Experience marked loss of interest or enjoyment in activities you used to love. This is known as anhedonia. Hobbies, socializing, even sex or food may no longer appeal. You might feel you're just going through the motions with little pleasure. Physical changes. Notice changes in your sleep, insomnia, restless sleep, or sometimes sleeping much more than usual. An appetite, often poor appetite, and weight loss. Though some people eat more and gain weight. You might feel fatigued and low energy almost every day, even if you haven't exerted yourself. Unexplained aches and pains or other physical symptoms, like headaches or digestive issues, can also accompany depression. Cognitive symptoms have difficulty concentrating, thinking clearly, or making decisions. Even simple tasks or choices can feel overwhelming. You might find your mind stuck in a negative loop, unable to focus on anything positive or productive behavior in social life. Withdraw from friends and family, or avoid social activities you used to engage in. It can feel easier to stay in bed or isolate yourself. You may also neglect responsibilities or hobbies, for instance, letting bills pile up, or giving up on sports or clubs you once enjoyed. Others might notice you're talking or moving more slowly than usual, as if weighed down, or that you seem agitated and restless for no reason. If you ever find yourself feeling this way, please don't hesitate to reach out for help. Talk to a GP, a mental health pro, or a crisis line like the Samaritans. It might feel hopeless now, but with support, those feelings can fade.